So there we go. We're back up. So then, yeah, Transcendence reached out to me and he was like, "Hey," because I asked a question about like the history of the game, and and it's funny because like Dee loves that shit too. We talk about that stuff. So, I mean, there's obviously like a shared interest in this stuff with a lot of people in the server. But Transcendence was like, he was like, "Yeah, they're kind of dicks in that server sometimes. We have this other server you can come hang out," and then it just made me realize like, there's not terrible parts of the community. I mean, all online games and all
Right.
online communities have that shit, right? But I don't know. Like, I didn't intend to like make a thing for everybody to be hanging out in. Like that just kind of happened. Like, Alessandro made me set up more than one channel. I don't remember. Arc remembers that. Arceus or Arceus. I don't know how you say his name. He probably remembers when it was a single channel server. Hell, Mel might even too. Poe might as well. And they made me set up a second channel so we could talk about game stuff and then non-game stuff and not have it, be conflated. Um,
I have it
so
be so cluttered.
yeah, and I was just annoyed because I didn't know how to use Discord. I still don't know how to use Discord. So like I never set it out to be that way, but I don't know. One of the
I
things
like.
me and oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You were going on. Go ahead.
Well, just like one of the things me and Bun talk about with like community building is just like it's not it's not that I'm trying to build community. I just, I like being around people and I don't want people to treat people in certain ways because it's kind of
Right.
not fun to be around. And I was a dude who was treated that way, and I'm totally honest. I also treated people like shit a lot of times, and I don't want to be that person, and I don't want to be around that person. Um, so I just try to make sure that there's a place where we don't have to be that, and it just kind of
Right.
carried off from there. It kind of annoys me that we always get called wholesome because it's not wholesome. Like I'm not like baking people cookies. I'm just not calling people like fag all the time. I don't understand how that's wholesome. That's just not that's just not being a
If
huge
it's
dick all the
not
time.
mean, it's wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. Which is it's a terrible equivalence. Um, but I don't know. I don't know.
when
You were gonna say something.
Yeah, when I was in the SY guild, when I was inside our guild, anytime one like in SY3 or SYO would ask a question about their build or needing help with hell mode or IC, the main big the main big waivers, the big guys of the guild like Excelsior, Bamboozle, Kina, they would all give like half-assed like question answers. Like maybe if you do this and this might help. Like they gave no like actual advice to the people in the lower guilds. Excelsior was the only one that was actually helping like lower wave people get better. Like he was actually trying to like find some way around because there was a rule in SY before the whole hero change system in the skill tree. Before all that, there was a rule that the main waivers had to go by. It was to not give out any secrets about hell mode, waving, or IC. That is for the main guild to know about and no one else.
Hmm.
Excelsior was the only one trying to find some way around it to help the lower wave people, and that's why I will always appreciate Excelsior because he helped me. And of course, key to between after he got kicked out of the Sayonara Guild, he helped me a shit ton.
Yeah, yeah. We they're not the only guild that I know. Red Bridge does something like that too, where they have specific information for specific people. Um,
Right.
I got to be honest, man. I talked about Didi. I talked to Didi about this when he started figuring out his hell mode build. Like maybe we should restrict that a little bit. Um, because it is something like that's the hell mode stuff. I get that's super competitive, but we didn't even hide that really. The only thing we do is keep it so that you have to like log into the guides. Like that's it, and
Right.
I think that's enough. Uh, it is hard though. I mean, I get on one side now. I want everybody to like know everything you know because it's a competitive game, but it's also a fucking game, you know. So, oh
Yeah.
shit, Rankle just DM me. Sorry, go ahead.
Wrangle just
Yeah,
DM'd you?
yeah,
Tell
go
him I
ahead.
said hi.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, tell him I said hi.
And KDG
um,
says hi.
Key to Between was the one that helped me guide myself to my waving build right now as it is.
He
He's the
told you to
one that
use giants and barbs?
no, he told me that giants could be a great possibility for waving, and he suggested bar, but he didn't want to use bar for just one unit. And what we were using my build as like the base setup, because his build was way too overpowered. His heroes and everything was way over leveled than it should have been.
Yeah,
So
he put in a bunch of money.
my build, because I still haven't had everything P1, I still had kind of trash ratios. It was all right, but we it took us about 2 weeks to figure out a good, decent build for me to use at the time until I found a better one. Well, right in the middle, about the end of week one, I suggested if we use giants and we use bar, how about we use some sort of other human summoner that not does damage, but like body blocks. This was after where summoners didn't block 3 enemies per one summoned unit. It's now 1-in-1 instead of 1-in-3.
I
I
didn't ever know it was
suggested we
3 and 1.
use. Yeah, that's why summoners were heavily used in everything, because they blocked 3 enemies per one summon unit.
Yeah.
And ENTs actually blocked 3 enemies as well,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
immortal summon.
yeah, I'm watching everything walk through it right now.
And I suggested barbarians because, well, they'd be at the end, they'd be at the start where the enemies come from. They'd be a perfect body blocking unit. You don't have to level them past 10k because they do shit for damage. You can use the ice promotion for slow debuff, and there's 12 of them if you use bar and two plus ones.
Jesus,
Plus one summon units.
that is a lot of barbarians.
So this is the whole concept of my build. I have 12 barbarians at the start. I have 6 giants, that's 18. I have 9 skeletons from Lisa, that is 27. I have 11 from both Alice and Dorothy, so 27 plus 22 is 40. Hold on. 27, 42, 40. 49. 49 summons just on the ground.
What supercomputer do you have that renders all that accurately?
I have a Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 Pro.
Okay. Is
It's
it
like
just for waving?
yes, just for waving.
Jesus.
It was a $270 phone,
Wow.
and it never overheats. Since I've had it, I've never felt it hot. And it's
That's
been
impressive.
plugged in since I've had it.
So,
Thank thank God for Blacker.
what is your major damage dealer?
Right now, Giants. They are
Hmm.
half. My Giants are at 50k. BBM, DE, Alice, and Dorothy and FFO are all 100k, and Giants still do more damage.
What are your items like?
I actually have no E items on my Giants. I just have +1 summon on both the sword and accessory for my Giants, and I
Hmm.
have critical damage and physical damage both on the sword and the accessory
Man,
for my Giants.
I wonder if attack speed would be better on them too. Have you tried that?
I have not tried attack speed. It might work, but for how my build works, either most of the enemies are dead by the time you see them come on the screen from where they start running,
Hmm.
all the way to the point where they're at my castle. most of them are already almost dead at the start. Like none survive at the start. The some that slip through, the giants don't even bother with them because I have them set to AI, so they stay at pretty much at the start of the
Yeah, the right side of the screen.
where enemies come from. Yeah. So they don't really attack much, but when they do, they pretty much insta kill. I'm pretty sure insta kill most of these smaller enemies.
Okay.
That's why they probably do so much damage.
Yeah.
As my battle report, since overkill isn't counted anymore,
Yeah. That
which I
makes sense.
love.
Yeah.
When
No, it makes sense.
overkill was counted, giants, oh my god, giants would, it would say giants did like 70% of the damage. I am
Yeah.
not
That's
joking.
that seems
Overkill
extreme.
damage was insane.
What leader do you use?
Right now, solar
Hmm.
for the 15% crit chance for fire summon units for
Interesting.
Dorothy and Alice.
Doesn't Edward buff summons? Human summons?
Yes, but that's only a 10% increase in the actual damage. I'd rather have
Oh, yeah, that's not
crit
that great.
right now.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. Man. All right. All right. KDG, you have to forgive me, but I'm gonna have to let you go here because we're almost to 45 minutes. So I'm gonna have to upload these, and I gotta go do the dishes still. Uh,
All right.
but did you have any other thoughts that you wanted to share before we get off?
Um,
I don't. I'm
not
just
that
putting
I
you on the spot
know
here.
of.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, not that I can think of right now. Do you?
No. I'm appreciative for you being in the guild. It's been always great to have you. Um, and
Expect
I
more from me.
expect more. I still can't believe that first 100K. Just I was very
Oh my
surprised, and
God, we almost beat SY that season. We almost did it.
that would
Almost.
have been nice.
We were so close. Dude, in the last 2 hours, because I remember I had to leave an hour before reset because I had to go to work.
Yeah, to go to work. Yeah, it
Few
was already
hours,
done by then.
I woke up at 4 a.m. and I saw Sayonara was closing in on the gap, and since 4 a.m., I was 20 skipping as much as I could.
Yeah,
I left here at my home at 10 a.m. I got to my work. I 20 skipped some more, and I worked a 12 and a half hour shift
yeah, that was a
that day.
long. I remember that day. That was a long day. I also got up that morning. I thankfully didn't have to work that day though. But I remember just waking up and we did a VC and I bought oranges for the first time that day, which all kind of skipped a little bit for like a little mini power hour. But we
Right,
couldn't
we
hang.
were.
We couldn't hang with their organization, and they had more oranges than we did by a lot.
Oh, they had no. They had a lot of people who had oranges.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah,
only
yeah.
had a certain amount of people who had a certain amount of oranges, and the rest just tried to white skip.
Yeah, which is fine. But
I mean, it's hey, still, they almost lost within the last 3 hours of the season.
yeah,
I'd say we took that victory because I remember in the first 5 hours of that season, we were the first. We were in
yeah,
first place.
yeah. Which is only 5 hours, but it was still pretty cool. And
That was still insane,
the goal of that season was top five, and we got top
and
three
we
in a
got a
windmill
T3.
season. So that was a good time. But all right, we're gonna
That
hit the
really was.
15-minute mark. So I'm gonna stop it here. KDG, I appreciate you being on the guild, and I appreciate the waves, and I appreciate you sitting with me. It has been nice to chat.
I, I appreciate the talk as well.
All right, buddy. You be well. Don't work too hard, and I guess
Oh,
to do
you
more
know
interviews
me.
soon.
I
So
can't stop.
yeah, I know. All right. Have a good day,
All right,
buddy.
have a nice night.